Hi. So the high and large power distance culture I chose to talk about is being an employee for a retail company. I worked for a retail pharmacy actually, and the power distance between those positions was very distinguished. So much to the fact that in our orientation we were given a pyramid, and each we had to fill out each name of the person that was below us and above us. So as we're going, my store manager was on the top next to the pharmacy store manager. Then after that would be the assistant store manager. And then below him was the shift supervisor, which was my position. Then next to that would be the pharmacy lead pharmacy technician. Below them would be the regular cashiers and the pharmacy technician or cashiers. So it was really interesting to see just the tier of each of the pharmacy and the front store management, as well as the employees below and who I was ranked next to, below, and under. So it was interesting. I had to actually fill out my name, and I could see in front of my face who my authority figures were and who I was in charge of managing. Um, so in those situations of managing those people that were below me, it got kind of dicey. I was a younger employee at the time. I was 19, and I was a manager over people who may have had more experience than I did. They had been working retail since I was born. But the fact of the matter is I did have the authority over them, and it was kind of the one unspoken thing that people knew, that I did have the authority and I did have the say and the power. And I tried not to abuse it as much as, I was very aware and very modest, and I was respectful. But in the retail culture, there are figures of authority, and they are to be respected. Um, Occasionally this situation would come up with customers, and I would get called to a situation and they'd look at me and, "You're young enough to be my kid," was a lot of the reaction I would get. And "Wow, you're a manager." Sometimes I would even have to call a different manager because in order to help them and assist them in the situation, because I just wasn't viewed as somebody who should have that type of authority, even though I worked hard for that position. So it was a struggle being in the tier of retail management, and I was definitely very aware of it. That's why I feel that the retail store chain of authority and power distance is a great example of high and large power culture.